If you want to know why you go into a breakaway in the Tour de France, well, today you have your answer. In what was a flat stage that looked to suit the sprinters, well, it was Kasper Asgreen. His group, his four-man escape, they survived 184 kilometers, and Kasper Asgreen threw up his arms in victory on site here in Bourg-En-Bresse, and the Danish rider wins. A Danish rider's in the yellow jersey as well. A celebration day for the Danes. But let's back it up because three men went free early on. It was Kasper Asgreen, joined by the Belgian former hour record holder Victor Kampenaerts, and a Norwegian rider from the Norwegian team, Jonas Abramson. Those three rode free, and we had a calm, tranquilo day. There's not much to watch in those early hours, but hey, tune in there. Around 75 kilometers to go. A bit of controversy coming from the green jersey wearer and sprint king in this 2023 edition of the Tour de France. Well, that was Jasper Philipsen given a hard time to Pascal Asgreen, the Lotto Destiny rider who was trying to break free of the GC group to join the three riders up front, to join his teammate up front, Victor Kampenaerts. And well, Jasper Philipsen rode him off slowly to the left, and he could probably thank those trees above because they gave good coverage and we couldn't see when he finally probably had him over there to the edge of the road. And the two were definitely trading words in Dutch. We don't know what was spoken, but at the finish line, I spoke to Pascal and he said, look, Jasper, I'm just trying to do my job. I'm trying to get up into a break. And Jasper said to him, hey, we're riding a steady pace. We're trying to take it to a sprint. And Pascal said, hey man, I don't care. I'm trying to join my rider up front and we're trying to win this stage. The jury will definitely take a look at Jasper Philipsen's movements today. We haven't heard the final outcome, what happened. He could be docked some UCI points, perhaps a fine and some Swiss francs. We don't know. Was it sportsmanlike? Was it fair play? Well, I'll leave it up to you to decide, but it didn't quite look nice. Well, 10 kilometers later, Pascal persisted and it paid off. He shot out of that bunch and was able to bridge up to the three up front. Victor Kampenaerts eased up a bit and let his teammate come up to him, and the two Lotto Destiny riders bridged up to the remaining two riders, and we had four riders up front. And that's what made the difference, and that's why the Escape won today. Also, I spoke with the Soudal Quick Step sports director over there, Tom Stills, and he said in that final 20 kilometers, with the Escape still free, the Escape then had the advantage. And you had to think they had a maximum gap during the day of around 2 minutes. And at that point, it was down to something like 20 seconds. But they had the advantage because they were in those technical roads and the lead out teams were having a hard time. So they entered the final 20 kilometers, the final 10 kilometers. It was Alpecin de Koenig that was doing the major work today, and they should have, because it was Jasper Philipsen who's won 4 stages in this Tour de France so far, and he was going for his 5th victory today. The team was working hard with Swiss rider Sylvain Dillier, and there they had in there Søren Kragh Andersen, of course, Mathieu van der Poel as well. Earlier in the day, we had Jumbo-Visma protecting Jonas Vingegaard in his GC lead. We also had teams like Astana working for Cees Bol now that Mark Cavendish is at home, and teams like Bahrain Victorious with Nicholas Arndt trying to get Phil Bauhaus up in the front. And of course, at Soudal Quickstep, if it didn't work out for the Escape up front, they were going to work for Mikkel Morkov, who's usually the lead-out man for Fabio Jakobsen or in the past, Mark Cavendish. The sprint teams wanted something to happen. You saw them all up there. You saw Uno X up there as well with Alexander Kristoff in case their man was caught. Everybody was being positioned, and we all thought it was going to be a sprint. If anything, the break would survive in tomorrow's stage, a more lumpier stage, not today's stage. Well, the four up front had other plans, and you could see on the camera Victor Kampenaerts started to bury himself for his teammate. His teammate Pascal Asgreen was going to be the one today to try to go for victory, and Victor Kampenaerts, the former hour record holder, was doing his job to make sure those three guys would stay free to fight for the victory. And back behind, it was like 10 seconds, coming down to 5 seconds. They were right on their heels, and the riders were hammering in behind. As you could see, the green jersey of Jasper Philipsen, everything was closing in tight. Once Kampenaerts pulled off, it was Abramson. He was on the front, and Asgreen was right on his wheel. Asgreen shot off, and we had Pascal Asgreen on his left-hand side coming into the sprint victory. Abramson over on the right, but it was Kasper Asgreen, 2021 Tour of Flanders winner, and given an important victory to Soudal Quickstep. They hadn't had a stage win in this year's Tour de France yet, and today it came, and it was the first stage win for Kasper Asgreen in celebration day for Asgreen, for Soudal Quickstep, and celebration for the Escape, because today the breakaway survived in the Tour de France.